Economic systems. The term represents the rules, regulations, and practices that govern and mold the economy of a country. It is categorized into planned economy. A planned or command economy is characterized by maximum possible authority and control exercised by the government. This system is typical of countries with a communist setup, as in the case of former USSR. The government dictates its terms to the producers as well as the consumers regarding decisions pertaining to quantity, quality, consumption, etc. The advocates of planned economy claim that the gap between the rich and the poor can be narrowed down if this system is implemented properly. Resources and wealth will be evenly distributed and producers not permitted to exploit the consumers in their pursuit for profit. However, the command economic system failed, as shown by the disintegration of USSR, since the rulers seem to be its only beneficiaries. There are serious drawbacks such as a lack of variety, innovation, and competition, which are essential ingredients in the recipe for success. Free market economy. In this hypothetical system, the private sector enjoys the maximum possible freedom to take decisions regarding all aspects of business. The consumers are also in a position to make purchases at will without being subjected to any kind of rationing laws. There is high degree of competition leading to the production and distribution of a variety of goods and services. Prices are also adjusted in accordance with the principle of demand and supply. There is a definite improvement in quality and innovation, but since the profit motive is the ultimate, producers sometimes tend to compromise the well-being of the masses. Low quality and overpriced products may be offered for sale in order to satisfy the profit motive. The role of the government is minimized, and there are no significant consumer protection laws. That is why it is said that a free market economy nurtures capitalism, which, simply put, is the accumulation of wealth in the hands of a few. Mixed economy. A mixed economy is a blend of planned and free market economic systems. This is undoubtedly the most popular, and arguably the ideal, economic system adopted in countries all over the world. The private sector is free to take its own decisions, but the government authorities play a supervisory role. There is no unnecessary interference with the production, pricing, or distribution decisions, and the privately owned companies can adjust their policies in accordance with the ongoing trends and the purchasing pattern of customers. However, the government is actively involved in measures that regulate the economy. It enforces a variety of policies in connection with taxation, subsidies, consumer and labor protection laws, etc. This system leads to the creation of a competitive market in which a variety of goods and services are available for sale. There is a consensus that a mixed economy is slightly more inclined towards a free market, but it is worth mentioning that any business engaged in illegal, immoral, or inappropriate activities is severely dealt with. International trade. The exchange of goods and services across international boundaries is technically termed as international trade. In simple terms, it is the import and export of goods and services. Resources are unevenly distributed, and it is inevitable for a country to avoid participation in international trade. There is a set of rules and regulations that govern international trade, often known as the restrictions on international trade. The major restrictions or barriers are discussed below. Tariff. It is an import duty or tax levied on imported items. A tariff acts as a useful source of revenue for the government and also protects the domestic industry against foreign competitors. Tariff is categorized into ad valorem and specific tariff. The former is calculated as a percentage of the monetary value of an imported item, whereas the latter is determined in accordance with the weight or quantity. Quota. It is a physical limitation on the maximum amount of goods that could be imported or exported within a given period of time. An import quota creates demand in the country that can be met if the domestic industry raises the level of production and uses the available resources in a more effective manner. Similarly, an export quota ensures that the domestic requirements are fulfilled before a product is exported. Foreign exchange control. In case the government feels that the country is passing through a severe economic crisis, it may impose a foreign exchange control. This restriction requires everyone in the country to surrender foreign currency to the government authorities and, in return, receive payment in local currency at a rate decided by the government. By doing so, the level of foreign reserves in the central bank can be raised and some financial stability can be brought back to the economy. However, it is important to note that this particular restriction is undesirable since it has a disincentive effect on the exporters. Embargo. This is the most severe form of restriction since it involves a complete ban on trading with another country. An embargo is usually imposed due to political reasons and is an effective means of showing displeasure towards the policies of a particular country. The American government has done this on numerous occasions with the objective of isolating countries such as Cuba or North Korea. Dumping. Sometimes, with the intention of capturing a foreign market, the government of a particular country may pursue a policy of offering its products for sale at an exceptionally low price in another country. This price is sometimes even below the cost price but is an effective tool for destroying the domestic industry of that country. The Chinese are known for this and they have applied these tactics quite successfully in industries such as textile and telecommunication. Subsidies. These are incentives offered to the business community, especially the domestic industry, in the shape of tax exemption, availability of cheap raw material, etc. These subsidies prove to be an indirect restriction on the foreign competitors. The government, through a variety of incentives, provides the domestic industry with an opportunity to attract customers on the basis of lower prices.